Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Huh? It's a house!
Did you hear what I said? There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp.
Yo. Yeah, I don't feel like my wife was, she's been sick all week, and I thought, oh, I skated by, but nope, didn't happen. Whoa. I think I'm sick now. I can feel it, you know, in my nose and a little bit right there. Hey, thanks, Leon Littlejohn. Wow, I haven't seen you in a while. How's your head doing? I mean, you got knocked out, a concussion a couple weeks back. And last night's show, I thought, you know, it was interesting to talk about, but afterwards, you know, we had one of the, you know, people comment like, Gray, how come you, and it's like, I didn't even say any of the thing that the person said, so then I just go, you know what, forget it. I guess apparently you can never talk about anything because you've got the, quote, Karens out there that'll bitch and complain about the way you said something or word something. And they don't really listen, they just hear what they want to hear, and that's just the way it is, so you can forget it. I just removed the damn thing. I mean, I still have it, it's private. First I made it for members only, then I went, screw it, you know. I thought it was pretty, you know, interesting conversation. Turns out yesterday was our worst financial night of the month. For some unknown reason. Was it the topic or who knows? Well, thank you, Leon Littlejohn. Oh, and hell, look at that. And then Cheryl Moran. Well, thank you for the super chat. The cat eye donation.
Hello, freaks. Smiling face in.
Oh, sorry about that. I thought it was gonna keep playing. She said, "Hello, freaks." Smiling face. Hey, Kubi, I haven't seen you in a million years. Yeah, it just kind of sucks that you have a conversation. And people they just hear what they want to hear, and then they write in the comment section, then I just go, you know what, forget it. Alright. The cat is the best. I don't have a cat. Man, my nose is pretty plugged up. I don't know, it feels like, let me see what my temperature is. I can feel like a little something. Usually I'm 97.9 or something. Oh, 98.4, yeah, that's higher than my normal. I'm usually like 97, so that means that's higher. Maybe I'll go take Tylenol in a little bit. Tylenol's incredible. I remember one time when I was in college, I had a 100 and I think it was 105. I was at this hospital because I was just like delirious. So I was like 105, and they gave me extra strength Tylenol, and you can literally feel the temperature dropping after it kicks in. It's kind of crazy. Oh yeah, so you've been just dealing with school this whole time, huh? Hey, thanks Leon Littlejohn again. Very cool, very cool. What did he say about his just finished replacing the floor in my bar. I'm okay, lost a tooth, but otherwise I'm fine. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't think, it doesn't feel like it's allergies. I don't know. I assume my wife's she actually had to miss a day of work, and coughing and runny nose and everything, and I thought I was just gonna skate round by. My voice is delicious to hear. Again, come on. Yeah, maybe. Oh, you got your notebook? Who else got their notebooks? I sent there was only 9 of them that I sent out, but I think I sent one to, I think Cheryl Moran. I don't know if she has hers yet, but yeah, I just, because we were talking about all kinds of stuff, last night, regarding the 2 Israeli embassy workers that were killed, and just kind of random conversations about stuff. But you just have people that get so bent out of shape, it's almost embarrassing. Just have a conversation, for God's sakes. Oh, not yet? Oh. Sent it out like 3 days ago. Guess it just depends on what part of the country, I guess. Yeah. Thanks, Von Dazen. Some don't know how to act behind the keyboard. Yeah, I think all of us at some point type stuff in that maybe you wouldn't type in. But the thing is usually when you type in something that you wouldn't type in, the normal people are typing in to somebody else who's already made something, a ludicrous comment or something, right? It's the people who, when they just show up and their first comment out of the gate is like that, that's the ones that have the problem. There's a way Judge Hitler delays this. No, he was given away, Dan. I hope he doesn't, but he was given away. I think that to sort of remedy, whatever the hell situations without compromising evidence. Because here's what I wouldn't want the judge to do, is to not delay the trial, but make evidence not admissible just for a penalty. That's what I wouldn't want. Okay, because, and what's weird is the Probergers would want that. They can't wait for that. But isn't that weird? Because that means that they kind of want evidence that's really harmful for him to be thrown out, which means that they kind of know that he's guilty, but they want him out to be free anyways for killing 4 kids. I know it's been almost 3 years, the defense team. I'm just saying, I think it's possible that, like 50-50 that he'll do something. What would you rather have, though? Let me just ask you this. If you said, yeah, well, we're going to throw out the surveillance footage and the trial's still going to go on, or would you have him delay the trial for 3 months and all the evidence stays in? I would take the second one in a second. Okay. But the thing is the prosecution isn't the one who, they're not the ones that caused the issue. I think the FBI is the one who released the information. And now that would be, an affiliate of the prosecution, but it's not like they did it themselves. I know, me too, Dan. So let's just hope that there's no punishment of any kind. They'll just have to take a longer time finding a jury of people who haven't seen the special or know anything about it. All right. All right, so let me show you guys where I'm at now here. I've been working on it. Like, I was up till 1 in the morning last night, just working on stuff, and then all day today, just rendering out different files and so forth. Like, it's still, like right now on the screen, it's rendering something. Guess what shot that is? That's the one of Dylan looking out the door when Koberger walks by. How do you know it's Koberger, Gray? I get sick of you saying it's Koberger. All right, it's the person walking by is somebody that's about 6 feet tall with bushy eyebrows who drives a white Elantra who also has the same DNA as Koberger walking by right there. All right, is that better for you? It isn't. I won't say it's Brian Koberger, but I'll say it's a person who owns a white Elantra missing a front plate, who has bushy eyebrows and is about 6 feet tall, and also carries around Koberger's DNA on himself and leaves it on knife sheaths. Okay, there we go. That's probably how she looked out the door, don't you think? Pretty similar to that right there. And thanks again up there, Leon Littlejohn. Out there, anybody else out there that if you guys could help support the channel? We had a really poor night last night, worst one of the month by over $100 total. I mean, like way low. So if you guys are out there and you have the ability to help support the channel and kind of get us back on track, that would be awesome. Hey, well, I was being sarcastic. Nobody seemed to get it, the sarcasm in the chat, unfortunately. I think I'm going to start doing that, though. I'm not going to say it's Koberger, but it's somebody that's exactly the same height as Koberger, has bushy eyebrows like Koberger, wore a balaclava like Koberger bought, left a knife sheath like Koberger purchased, and also was carrying around Koberger's DNA on himself because it was left on the knife sheath. Hey, thanks, Allie Cake. And Laura, you've been out sick.
Ocean wave emoji. Ocean wave emoji. Ocean wave emoji.
I want to thank you for it. Showed your integrity and that you care about. Oh, what's that? What was that, Laura?
Being out sick, showing support when I can.
And thanks, Allie Cake.
There was something from over 3 years ago that I want to thank you for. It showed your integrity and that you care of your victims first.
Well, thank you. You know, one thing that, like, a lot of people that, this month so far, we've given $2,000 out to the victims in this case. Ethan Smile, and then the other charity with the 3 other victims. All right, so there you go, you guys. Making a difference. He was framed. Jeez. I don't know if I'm going to blow up. I don't get Facebook removing things for complaints if there's... Well, I think when the trial starts, I think there's, I'll have an opportunity, so I have so many of these files open that I could sort of somewhat quickly alter an animation or something, and I don't know how long he stayed in different rooms or how long the fighting is, and none of us know the answers to those questions, and nobody does. Now, the only help you would think would be maybe on the surveillance camera if they have a better time frame of audio they just haven't mentioned yet. I mean, they can't hear the attack with Dylan and Madison and Kaylee because that's on the other side of the house, and there's actually a whole different room in between the bathroom. Well, I'm right there with you, Laura. I just feel icky tonight. No, they don't thank anybody, Elena. YouTube's just, I don't know. They don't give a shit, really, about anybody. Hey, thanks up there to Alley Cake, Laura, Happy, and then Cheryl Moran caught the
Catching the
alley cake
ocean
wave.
emoji. Ocean wave emoji. Ocean wave emoji. Let's go. Growing hard emoji.
I guys have to wait. This one has to finish. And there's the door shutting. I think after that there's no more movement. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, so I've added another. There's 3 different times where Dylan comes out of her room. The second time is when Xana and is kind of trapped over by her door to her room. Remember that? The whimpering sound? That's probably what she's doing. Like, hey, what do you do? And then this is the end. I don't have, there's no blood or anything, but if you look on the floor, there's her legs facing the door, and he's leaving. So I need to, the only part I'm missing now is the in-between, like the fighting and stuff that went on in Xana's room. But there he goes, he's exiting. So it's pretty creepy. Like, I have the whole, everything except that's going to be that's what we'll be working on tonight. Hey, thanks Leon Littlejohn again. Probably catching Alley Cake's wave. Put on something it's true for sensationalism. It's wild out there, and the one thing I know for sure is you're not going to report on something you know isn't true, you mean, for sensationalism. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I've actually deleted videos when I thought something was true and the video did really well. I just go, ah, shit. And then I have to delete it because it's not accurate. And then I'll put another video out explaining that it wasn't accurate and then put out the correct, because sometimes you have a source or whatever and it's good and it doesn't really happen too often, but it just is what it is. Yeah, I saw you put his right below it after I said that. Well, what case are you talking about, Laura? I don't know what you're referring to. I'm spending too much time. Just bring up the whatever it was. So this is what it looks like from the room, like he's leaving. See? And this is from her side. See? Bushy eyebrow. Boom. See that? I think that kind of works, right, you guys? I mean, even though I replay a slight bit of it, it's like I think you need to see what it would look like from her position. And I'm sure it was, the lighting's different, etc. See, there he is. Are you guys paying attention, or why would I give a shit about the Watts case? No. Let's see. Do you have any animation? Yeah. Did you guys see what I just put out there? What did you think of that? What I just did? I need some feedback. You guys are just like dead as a doornail again. So what is it that you? I mean, does it look about right? I mean, I don't have the fighting part. This is like after he chases her down into the room. You know, goes into the room like that, and then that's when Dylan hears something, and then there'll be fighting, you know, all the stuff that goes on in the room, and then he's leaving. Right? I don't want to have to ask for you guys to you know, comment on what we're looking at here. Hello. You'll go watch what? The way to. What's going on? What does that even mean? Become a channel member and help make a difference. That's right. There's little puppy paws, but I need the support on the channel tonight because last night was a catastrophe. Now, don't just rely on. That's when if it was a normal night, and then the support of, you know, very generous support of some others, then we can make the goals and all that. How close he was to it. Why not? I've shown that spot 1,000 times.
This breakdown, I could never visualize how close he was to Dylan.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he might have, you know, be a little closer. I don't know, but I mean, it's also I'm using a wide-angle lens in this, so everything looks a little bit further away. And what I was thinking about was in the house that night. Ethan Chapin and Madison Mogan are two people that didn't move at all, really. So the only people that were moving were Kaylee, Xana, Dylan, and Koberger. That's it. Let's see. That's in October. Alright, so I think that one finally got done. And I don't know if I have to fix the other one in the back. Hold on, let me look. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see, look, right there. See? Boom. See that? And look at that, it's Leon Littlejohn again. And no, I mean, I've shown, like for years, I've shown the layout, not just the last week. But yeah, I think you're doing an amazing job. Give me so much visual. Thank you. Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, thanks, Leon Littlejohn. Now, if the rest of you guys can help out, we'll easily get to the goals tonight and have a decent night. But tonight we've only had about 2 or 3 people that are, because they're reliant. They see the other person. They go, okay, forget it. I think you're. Let's see. Thank you, Leon Littlejohn, for getting 5. Yep. He's done about 20 or 17 or something already, and we've only got 22, right? So I mean, there's been, I'm not sure, you might have done them all. Yeah, actually 15, 16, 17. Yeah, he's done every single membership that's been gifted was by Leon Littlejohn. Yeah, and then other than that, the channel as a whole has done $34 other than Cheryl Moran, who but they're, always being, or actually not even that, 29. And there goes Leon Littlejohn again. Thank you. Hopefully some of the people stay. Thanks. So let's just play it now. I mean, that's what we're going to be working on, is the part in Xana's room. I actually made this little carpet that she has. I think Xana was found on an oval-shaped carpet. Maybe she was partially on it. Who knows? But she does have a carpet in there. Like a little rug. Not a carpet, but a rug. Thanks, Allie Cake. Oh, and there's Dan R. There we go. Thank you. Kaylee kicking him in the stomach, and she hears something. Here's what sounds like somebody playing with the dog. And yeah, I changed the timing on this too. So she's like, kind of she's hearing sounds and stuff at that point. Because there's fighting going on up there. So Dylan's probably sitting up right now, and then Xana, who went to the kitchen, goes up the stairs. And then somewhere right around up in that area, she probably says, "Is somebody here?" And then that's when Dylan looks out again. Doesn't see anything or hear anything. So it goes back in. And then Xana kind of comes around, and then maybe goes right to the door, looks in and sees somebody. But, it's dark in there. She doesn't know that people have been stabbed or anything. So she's like taking off right now, like, whoa. And I don't know, it seems like she might be saying, hey, there's somebody here at this point too. I don't know. It's just... But I think right then is when she heard Xana crying. She opens her door. Actually, I'll change that. That goes later. Because that would probably be... I don't know. And that's just another view of that same shot where you can see the eyebrow. And goes out. Pretty creepy, huh? Yep. I was up till like 1 o'clock. Getting some of that. See, there's kind of a carpet that looks sort of like this on the floor. But that's after he, attacks. And I don't know how she was on the ground. Yeah, he says, "I'm going to help you." So it's a little different than we always thought. It's not like "I'm here to help you." It's "I'm going to help you." And that's somebody who's already injured. That's why I've always thought... See, I think Xana is already injured in the room. And maybe she was knocked out, was on the ground and totally out of it, and then tried to stand back up again. And he goes, "Hey, I'm going to help you. I'm here to, like, it's okay, I'm going to help you," like somebody else. And then he attacks her again. And that's why you hear the thud. But in between that time is when he killed Ethan. So, like, he quickly killed... I thought he killed Xana right when he goes in there. He's like, dink, stat, and she goes to the ground. Then he goes over to Dylan and... not Dylan. Ethan, and hits the artery. And then... I don't know, like, at that point, does Xana sort of try to get back up again? And he said, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." Because she's probably, maybe she's even saying stuff like, "Hey, what's going on? What's going on?" Because it's totally shock. Like, I don't know if you, like, I remember the only time I have something similar is when I was on a bike. And I fell and my head just smashed into a manhole. and you don't have a clue where you're at or anything. Like, it's just so shocking, like all the stuff. Like, I bet you when she was being attacked, and it's just so shocking, she's in shock, doesn't know where the hell's happening, so he probably tried to calm her for just a second with a comment like that, because she was saying things. But I think that all went on in that room. You know, of course there's a million different variations. I just got to do the one that I want to do. Yeah, I think it's a little darker. I think it was somewhat lit, though, because when Dylan went downstairs to Bethany's room, she looked over and saw Xana laying on the floor with her feet towards the door and her head towards the wall, just like I have it right there. I think I gotta go blow my nose. Just a second. Yeah. I'd like to hear, you know what we haven't ever really heard? Was Xana's detailed, I mean not Xana, Dylan's detailed description of what she heard that night. We don't hear anything. We hear the portions related to the eyebrow. That's it, because that was what was being argued in court. Very little of the other stuff. And I think that's the part that's going to be really interesting. That's right. You blow my nose. No, because he wouldn't. Why would he say that to him? Hey, thanks for the coffee, Leon Littlejohn, and you too, you guys out there. Let's try to get me some of these coffees. Yeah. You know what's amazing out there? I never hear, you know, all the trolls and so forth that I've got, including the, like a couple of these podcasts that have gone after me, like, oh, look at this guy, look at this guy. They never talk about the $244,000 that the channel's given away out of the income, right? So yes, I do say, hey everybody, can you help support the channel, da 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 da, because we do a lot of great things as well. So, you know, without that support, it doesn't happen, and those people never talk about that. They never bring it up because it completely destroys their narrative. They'd say, oh, I don't care about that. I don't care. Well, you should, okay? Because what you're trying to do is make it so there isn't going to be another 250,000 in the next 5 years. You're trying to make that not happen. Yeah, the whole thing about I'm going to help you is just kind of odd. You know, obviously he was trying to calm somebody down, but you would only say that to somebody who's already injured or witnessing injuries. You know, like you'd only, well, actually you would only say it to somebody who's been injured already, right? Hey, thanks, Cheryl Moran. So let me fix my PayPal. Here's some coffee. I gotta go get some Tylenol first. Let me do the next test.
Still haven't fixed my PayPal. Here's some coffee emoji, or Tylenol, smiling face emoji.
Yep, still 98.4. That's about like 6 degrees more than my normal, or 6.6 more than me normally. Yeah, so Dylan then said she heard a male voice, and we know, and she's also said that that wasn't Ethan. Something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." So it's just something to the effect of, you know, not that it's a quote. You know, Mike, "I'm going to help you." Not I think it's a big difference by saying, "I'm here to help you." I'm here to help. You know, that's not really, this one is direct comment to an individual, and that's already been injured. Do we all agree with that? Like, wouldn't you say that to somebody? That particular phrase, if that's correct. "It's okay, I'm going to help you." If you haven't been, there's no injuries or anything, what are you helping them with? How does that calm down? You'd probably turn and go, "Help me with what? What are you going to help me with?" "No, I'm gonna stream it, Marcine. It's going to be streamed. Why would I go there? Then none of you can watch it with me." I mean, I guess the only thing extra that I would get to see would be the crime scene photos. I don't need to see them, you know. I'm sure we'll hear other people that were there, and then we can play those, what they heard. But I'm just going to be streaming the trial itself. Yeah, I just don't know what it means, though. "It's okay, I'm going to help you." You only say that to somebody who's already been injured. So that's why I think it's like he attacked Xana immediately, and she's on the floor, and he thinks he killed her. Then he turns his attention quickly to Ethan, hits an artery, and, you know, maybe he even cuts his legs intentionally to keep him from being able to ambulate, you know. And, you know, something like that. I mean, maybe that's what he did. There wasn't some long, prolonged carving. He just did that. And then, at that point, Xana gets up. Again, she sort of crawls her feet behind him, because he's over by the bed. And she's like, "Hey, what's going on?" He goes, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." And then he attacks her again, and then you hear the thud. Doesn't that make some sense right there? I mean, it kind of just makes sense a little bit. I mean, like, I mean, it makes more sense than other things. That he just would randomly blurt it out, and there's no meaning to it. I think he would say that to try to keep somebody calm. Yeah, Ethan was absolutely passed out. Yeah, he was, it was 4 in the morning. He probably drank way too much. He's tired. Maybe he's a deep sleeper type, you know. And maybe it wasn't even that loud at first, because it's just somebody catching up. And I don't, it's hard to say. But I would imagine he could see Ethan slightly waking up when Xana goes down, and he hits him right in an artery. And then he's like, you know, probably in the neck or something, and he's grabbing it, you know. And then he, you know, sort of interesting if he got the hamstring, so that would mean he was on his stomach, right? Didn't really think about that. I'd have to edit how I have that. I mean, it's not like you're going to reach underneath with a knife and cut the hamstring. He's probably on his stomach. Thanks, Leon Littlejohn. Right. I mean, Ethan would probably have to be completely sober, middle of the day, shoes on. Then he could have probably fought. But even then, it's hard when somebody else has like a K-bar knife and they're just, you know, going nuts with it. Hey, cool. Yeah, you should definitely watch it here, because we'll have all the visual effects to be able to back up what is being said. On the fly, there'll be stuff like, "Oh my God, you guys, look at the, you know, on the brakes and whatever." We'll be able to use my 3D model and go through it. nobody else has anything. You know, they don't know how to use it or make things like that, and you know, it was just I just sort of had a fortunate, you know, sort of educational stream because I went to the Art Institute for animation and media arts, and then I left there to start a videography company, you know, that do weddings and stuff, but that was just wasn't really that great. And I did do one, you know, I did a documentary for Smoke Tree Ranch, but I now use that stuff. Yeah. Right. Okay, so I think this is all looking pretty good here, but now we have to go back to the room. See, this is the 3D model, and this is where they're at. But I think he's probably, I don't know. Let's see if there's any better way of. I think he's on his stomach, don't you guys? Like if his hamstrings are cut, don't you think that likely means he's on his stomach? Yeah, I just hope they don't do a delay, but I think that I would rather have that be the remedy than any factual data of any kind. See, what I'm do is, like this is a program that I use. Is there anything on his stomach? Maybe that one. Oh, this one right here. There you go. Well, that's kind of how I have Xana on the ground. Is there another one? Look at all these things for sleeping. Crazy. No, that's a crazy one right there. Look at that. Ew. I don't think I'm going to put that one in there. Yeah. Thought I saw one where you... Yeah, so maybe what I'll do is have one... I'd have to change... Yeah, see, that's what sucks, you know? I guess what I could do is have him facing the other direction. I just don't like when you have two poses that are the same. But hey, guys, if you're out there, if you could please help support the channel. We've only had a few different people supporting the channel tonight. So it'd be great if the rest of you could chip in and we can make our goals for the night. We're still like 20-something memberships, and then I'll gift 5 myself. Is that one moving? I guess that one is. And there's Leon Littlejohn again. Thank you. Maybe I'll do... Probably that one. Flip it around. Like that. Bring in... character. And we still only have the one coffee for the night. Where the hell is he? Oh, there he is, right there. Okay, Bonbon, go do something else, all right? I'm not interested in having somebody like you watching. Hey, thanks, Leon Littlejohn. Yeah, that's obviously one of the freebie channel members, you know. They didn't even realize they were a channel member. They just came in and to be rude. And there's Leon Littlejohn again, you guys. Where are the rest of you? Yeah, it takes forever to do this. It's not something that takes 2 seconds. But you always have ungrateful people like Bonbon up there who want to bitch and moan about everything. Kind of sucks. Where the hell is... Oh wait, no, that's not in this place. I'm getting delirious. Man, it just... There it is. Ethan... We'll walk. It's not a walk. It's download. Okay. Sleeping idle. There we go. Hey, thanks, Carrie Little. All right. Does that mean you care little? I'm just kidding. Yeah, somebody go up there and get rid of Bonbon's comment. I don't know why it stayed up there. Now, let's see. I'm going to save this as number 29. I've got like 40, 50 files at this point. And then, see, that's Ethan right there, right? So what you do is you have to import that animation. So it's actually an FBX file.
Chewbacca?
I'll do Chewbacca if you want me to.
It's right there under
This is my
Ethan.
first super chat ever. Do we know for sure that Ethan did not ever wake up? In your theory, what is the big thud heard on the camera? Thank you.
I think the thud on the camera is Xana's body hitting the ground for a second time. That's what I think. I think Ethan never got out of bed. Because why is he in bed? You know, if he was fighting, got up, it was fighting, he's not back in bed again, and Koberger isn't lifting him up to put him back in the bed. I think he was just out cold, never really, was awake or responding to anything. Hey, thanks Donna K for the PayPal. Alright, so when I hit that FBX that I just downloaded from Miximo, I hit open. Now, it gets complicated when there's a million characters on the screen. So, I don't know. Maybe I can update if I could try it again after this and then get rid of this one and then put him back in again. So here I'm just going to try to update it. Let's see if it just changes him. So here we go. That might not be. Yeah. Hey, everybody's still there. Oh, but he didn't get changed. Weird. So he's just still sleeping. Let's see. File. Import. Sleeping idle. Update animation. Alright, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to get rid of... Because he's not moving anyway. Alright, right there. Okay, he's out of there. And let's try to... Now I'll import it as a new... Ethan sleeping idle. Hope I'm... This will just be add. So now he's way bigger, right? I mean, it's just... If I move it out of here, and then I have to create what's called a dummy. No, not me. I'm just saying I gotta make a dummy. And then all the rest of it, let me just put it out of the way a little bit, like right here. And then I'll do this, and I have a measuring tool over here that says that he is 13 feet long. So the base, I think you'd be, based on the way he is right there, I'd say like 5'5", because he's curled up like that. Maybe, yeah, maybe, yeah, about 5 feet something. I know he's 6 feet, but his legs are bent, and it's just measuring the length. I think that's probably good. Alright, and that dummy that I just put in there. Oh man, look at all those different items. It's crazy. So dummy 8 is Ethan. And then Gray, I can't believe you called him dummy. No, it's just what... Ah, forget it. That green thing is called a dummy. It doesn't have, it doesn't render, it's not an object like something. It's just something you can parent, be the parent of other objects, and then just move that around, and then it's easier to do. So I'm gonna move these, all gonna go underneath the dummy. So you got the eyelashes, everything that goes underneath there. And also the bottom and there, that goes in there. And then this Miximo rig. So now when I move this green thing, it moves all of those objects together. See that? I don't have to, you know, they're all separate pieces if you don't do that. So it's kind of like they have the same pose, but he's backwards, so it won't look weird or anything. And right here, I'll take the roof off, and we can see inside and see that his hands are, yeah, pretty good, really. Right there, his hands inside the bed, and then right there is right on top of it, and that one's on top. And you know, so maybe something like that, and he cut his hands. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could have him laying straight on his back, I guess, but we don't have to do it though. And then she's right there, like that. Yeah, I just did that, M10. I just did that. That's exactly what I just said. No, what do you think? Koberger lifted up a 190-pound kid, or whatever it was. You know, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you need to do that? Why would he spend the time lifting somebody to put him on a bed? I think he went in there to kill both, you know, Xana originally to keep her quiet, you know, because she saw him, and then Ethan just happened to be in there. Oh, jeez, what's that? Look what happened to the Koberger character. He just got squished. Man, that's crazy. What happens if I... Man, what... That's wild. What are these numbers? Figure... I don't know why that figure, what is that? Oh, that was mine. I made a... look at that. He got just totally squished into a ball. Look at that. That's the bone structure right there on the ground. That's wild, like a glob. Look at that. So what happens if I import that in again? Let's see. Let's see what happens. Did it fix him? Look at that. He stood right back up again, huh? Yeah. All right. That was a miracle. I didn't think that was going to work at all, but there he is. Yeah, well, Xana's still alive, though, in the part that we're making right now. Let me look at the animation. Did I need to re-render something? Or? Now, see, right there, I have him, you can see his feet. This is 29, file open, about 25. Becca. 24. It's gonna be, yeah, that might be the one. I used one called Ray Dream 3D Studio back then. Oh, Koberger's back into a ball there. Oh, and then look, that's pretty weird looking. Yeah, so I think they shared the same items. I think I just have to... I just got to re-render this one scene. Alright, bring him back in. So just bring him in. Does that mess up? Yeah, look at that. It does that. Oh. Import. Line. I'm gonna have to do this guy again. Okay, good. That time he stayed there. Now I have to do the size. So what'd you say, M10? Well, we did 5.5, right? That's what I made him. I mean, it could even be less, but you know, because this part of his leg isn't straight, and it's also that part's bent. Maybe 6'2". Yeah, maybe about right in there. Hey, good night, Sandy Shirley. Thanks, Leon Littlejohn. You're keeping the energy going. Used to be all the freaks would be helping out, but struggle. Not tonight, but last night was. Thank you. So let's see if we get another 10 memberships. I'll donate 5. All right. So that's it. The rest of you guys. Oh man, my nose is just, that's not good. Yeah, so a lot of this stuff is pretty tedious, but like if you guys have something you want to talk about for a minute and put it into a super chat or something, I'll definitely stop what I'm doing and talk about that. That's what they're for, actually. Okay. now I gotta put this guy back in that dummy. Number 7. How come there's only... Okay. All goes into 7. There's more. We got shoe. Hey, thanks, Donna. And then the rig. Alright, so now I can just grab that. Everything should move over. Now we can see. I can't really see him. All right. And also thanks again to Leon Littlejohn up there. Yeah, so many different memberships. Oh, there's another 5. And then there's Alley Cake. All right. Just a second. Yeah, gotta do mine. So many different members. And there we go. And thanks, Alley Cake. The Alley Cake, the person who does waves, and you guys, like 90% of the time, don't follow her wave, but I always appreciate Alley Cake for trying to start them. Let's see. Ah, God, just. Okay, so he's going to be in the room. Which one is he? Jeez, where is he? Okay, he's dummy 4. Okay. Oh man, my nose is like itchy. Hey, look at Dan R jumping in again. Thank you. The massive channel membership. Hopefully you guys stay channel memberships. Now, if you're one of the trolls that get them, just don't worry about it. Just go, let it lapse, Yeah, Alley Cake's always, she's so, well, she sends me emails all the time, and we just communicate back and forth. She's always so nice. She loves all the other mods. Okay, well, if you're coming in saying, "Sup, Gray, I'm not a troll," probably means you are, right? Freak, have a plan. Oh, you're going on that trip, right? You're isn't it a fishing trip you're going on, Leon? Thank you so much for your generosity and support tonight. Appreciate it. I know. See how I haven't really done much here? because it's all this preparation for it. So let me, I'm going to save this out as, I don't know, 30 maybe, or I don't know if I need to, but alright, that probably didn't look right. There's 2 dots in there. That's right, Honduras, that's right. Well, good luck. Catch those peacock bass. They're really cool looking fish. They fight really hard too, they're huge. Alright, so let's just do like a fighting one now. So maybe like stress. Yeah. Update. Come on, just work. Ah, God. Oh. Yeah, that one did. So now I can just grab him, flip him around. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Okay, it's probably about right in here. Right after, you know, but I'll cut to from in the room at that point. And let's see what he does. Yeah, so he's kind of like, it's pretty quick though. I mean, I could just do like 1 second of that. Kind of like he's boxing. That's only 1 second of. Alright, so I'm going to save it right now. I think we need different ones. I mean, this is just how you make this stuff. I'm blurring it out. This is all, these are just 3D characters anyways, but, you know, in the actual animation that's going to be put out, it'll be blurry, you know. That same blur look. Oh, well, what I could do is, let me just, she doesn't need to be in this shot, like that. Well, I'll try importing it one time, and if it doesn't work. Because I heard, like, she was fighting, right? Oh, that's not what I was looking for. I want to be under animation. Ah, man. Should I put that in there? See, I think that'd be cool. Like if that was on both people, and there's just a lot of motion and blur, like you can't see. What if I do that? Like you know how it'll be blurry, you can't really see it and everything. I think that's a pretty good one. Then I could flip it. Let's see. That's right, and I could do flip it and then offset it slightly. Then there'd be a lot of motion. Thanks for the feedback. Oh, let's see. Fist fight B. Oh, really interesting. So where's A? There it is right there. So that would be the other side. Maybe I'll make that one. Let me just add some more of these before I get out of here. Not sure what that one is. Well, hers is easier. Yeah. They don't let you save your characters on here. It's stupid. It actually goes and puts bones all the way through the fingers on that. It's pretty crazy. It knows how to do it. I don't know why it's still taking a while to figure out. See, look at that. Just bringing them in there. They put the bones and everything in there. And I'm just doing that so it, you know, we aren't gonna, you're not gonna see all these moves and everything. It's gonna be from behind and stuff happening. Maybe I'll do 30 frames of the first part of that with Xana, and fist fight B. Will it come on to her character though? Let's see. Oh, I don't know. Oh, look at that. She's standing up. That's a miracle. Another miracle today. Kind of tall. She's only 5. Let's see. She's only supposed to be like 5'3". It's like, well, it says she's 5'4" in there, but she's kind of crouched, so she should be less than that. 4'9", that's not good. Yeah, probably like 5 feet in that position, like that. And then let's see how tall he is. Yeah, so in that position he's 5'8". He should be taller than that. Yeah, that's 5'11" there. That's probably good. He's somewhat straight. Yeah. Alright guys, we're having one of those massive lulls again, so if you're out there and you have the ability to help support the channel, that'd be great. I mean, like I did last night, it's like I consider it all night, and you know. Let's see. Yeah, so that would be like the, let's see, what was the last shot? Oh yeah, so it's that one. Oh yeah, so that's shot, and then one from inside. That works pretty good. And she hears something. And then from the other side. No, I need to be in the room. Like that. Oh, that's kind of a cool angle. I'm just gonna go to like right there on that shot. Thank you, M10. Yeah, the black rug is what I was thinking when I was putting it in there. I was thinking that's probably why they didn't see blood on the ground. Right when I put that black oval rug, and the reason that black oval rug is there is because... Here, let me show you guys. And this one right here. There's two of them, really. Like that shot there. And then... I think this one, see? There's that rug right there. And I wonder if that's the chair. I know it's like there's this other fluffy chair. I don't know. This makes sense here. That he sat on that. You know, I'm not sure you call that a chair, but people call stuff, I might call it a chair, you know? And that's the door. And I used to have a door there, but I got rid of it because I noticed there isn't one in that picture, so there's that carpet. Here, I'm gonna make it so his head is... See, there's all these little details you gotta... You know, you can't get them all either. It's tough. Alright. This will only be 1 second. Oh boy, it's just so... Hey, thanks, Nancy. All right. So, I think that's it. Now, I'm going to look at what it looks like. The lighting probably isn't right. I got to put the red light in the room. That's not bad. Let's see. Oh, that's right. I turned it down. .66. Yeah, I put the little carpet down in there. And when I was putting it there, I thought, wow, you know, if it was, you know, if they were bleeding on the dark carpet, you're not going to see it. And then Ethan's on the bed, but I guess there was a lot of blood on the floor, you know, obviously dripped down off of Ethan, probably. That's just not what the show was about. I kind of like that angle. You know, it makes her look a little bit bigger too, you know, like, even though it's not really how it is. I don't know, let's take a look at another angle before I do it. It's only 30 frames, so. Oh, and I gotta put the roof back on, forgot to do that. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. And now there'll be a roof, or a roof as I like to call it. Just hope you're not a troll, Rennie. You know, I think there's a certain percentage of trolls that get our free memberships. Not a lot, but like, you know, 10%. Isn't that disgusting, by the way, you guys? I've got a troll. There's a group of trolls out there, haters, people that hate my channel, that make themselves available for memberships so that the people out there that will like my channel, who want to be a member here, they don't get them. I mean, I wish people realize how disgusting they are, you know? Yeah. I actually kind of like that lower angle. I don't know why. I just... Hold on. Maybe not even right behind. Sort of a... Here... You're right. Are you one of the people that wanted one, Betsy? Yeah, you can go complain with the trolls. You know, the same trolls that don't give a damn about. And by the way, we have 3 DNA cases that we got the DNA. Okay, so pretty soon, you know, they always take a long time, but we're gonna have 3 more solves. So I think I'll put us up around 8 that we paid for. What's going on, Leon Littlejohn? Alan McMahon got a free one. All right. I thought he was a member. Alan McMahon, Bernadette Walker, Kayla, Angie, 555. I guess he woke up out of his sleep. Oh, thank God. Okay, you're really going to bed now. This would be our, other than 2 or 3 people here tonight, would be our lowest night of the month by a mile. This would be one of those nights we could just make up for yesterday if we had the same support from the rest of the group. Set up to receive membership. Yeah, you have to click on the thing up, like the one up there, and make yourself available for membership. What do you mean, does anybody talk to Gray? Who are you? What weird comment is that? Hey, does anybody ever talk to Gray? Does Gray talk to members by email? Does Gray... Yeah, I have talked to many people by email. Okay? I don't even know what kind of a weird comment that is. It's just... cuckoo. I know. Why wouldn't they just ask right there? Notice how they never follow up either? That's when you know there's always something a little not quite there with these people. You can't. Memberships are random, America. Oh, that's cool, Rennie. I was just goofing around anyway. It just gave me an opportunity to mention the trolls. Just doesn't make any sense. If you make another comment that's weird like that, I'm gonna have to block you. America. Look at his, because it's a 3D model, his hand's going through her whole upper body, but when I make it blurry, you probably can't see it. See that? How they cross over there? I could have had her, maybe I'll, if it looks too stupid, I'll move her back a little bit. Well, probably because they were hoping you were telling them the truth, Mike, yesterday. Thank you, Harry, me boy. They were hoping that it was true that there was a twin. But when they figured out that you were just satire, they went, oh, screw it. There's a membership for $1.99. That's why it's like, you would hope some people would stay around. I mean, you know, $1.99 a month is, you know, pretty much doable by almost everybody on the planet. Let's see. I think it's a Snickers bar. Oh, you're serious ones? Oh. All right. Anyways, so there goes that, and oops. That's crazy. It's only a second long. But now I think what we do is we switch out to the shot from out in the hallway. And now we just load up, for him, he needs the version B. Yeah, we have a DNA fund that we started 5 years ago. We've put over $100,000 into it, and we give it to Intermountain Forensics, 100% earmarked for use by Identifinders International. And they go out and identify Jane and John Does in various crimes or just unidentified people. In places they don't have the funding for it, we pay for it. But nobody on YouTube or any of the trolls out there give two shits that we do stuff like that. See, that's what's always so frustrating. It's like they don't tell people the stuff that we do. They just go after my little quirks and stupid things that I say, etc. And it just goes on and on and on. And it's just, they're just disgusting people. So. Whatever, however you look at it. Oh, that worked? That's crazy. Let me That's interesting. Well, let's make it so Xana sort of gets him a few times. Like there, he knocks him back. This is an A and B thing. I didn't even know that was in there. And watch the Proburgers, they can't control themselves. They say, no way, Koberger would have done it. Oh, wait, so now you're saying he is the guy? Oh, I mean, if it was him, if it was him. Yeah, they're just... They would have a Freudian slip in an argument. But if you're out there and you want to help support the channel, that'd be great. Tonight would be a perfect night to do that. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I mean, look at that. I should probably put the whole thing in there, all the way back to there. Like 127. What do you think? But I think, you know, and then at some point he probably, you know, obviously, this is only like 4 seconds, 5 seconds worth of fighting here. And that's if like she was a professional fighter almost. Welcome, Fancy Nancy. Oh, I didn't put the roof on again. I think that would look cooler if it was over here. There's no way she would have pushed back Koberger. I mean, oh, wait a minute. Koberger didn't do it. I mean, that's how they would have to argue it. Oh, crazy. Look at that. That kick, that was a cool thing that they give the A and B, you know. Maybe I should try that angle right there. Or maybe I can do like 2 angles, you know, like half there, half the other place. So when do they stop moving? $140. So maybe do like 70 and 70. So export. No, that's not what I meant. Put the roof on. $70. So I'll call this 30A B or A. 30A. Get rid of these. Oh, my stomach. It's just, oh, God. That's it. It's going to be kind of blurry. Thank you, M10. Bum, 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 bum. Hey, Cheryl Moran, if you're still out there, how are you feeling today? I'll just put it back in the background. Great, I don't like that music. Somebody was complaining about the way I talk in the last on the last video, and then two people say, "No, it's really," and I just block those people. You know, I mean, what point is it to have people like that? That means they're never going to get satisfied. Okay, I'm going to remove you, America. All right, good luck. Oh, you're hanging in? Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, like every day. I mean, I remember for the first month or something. You know, I'd always look over to the side, and that's where Blue would be hanging out. Where is that one video? Let me see if I can find it. It's crazy with Blue in it. It was like, it must have been 11 years ago or something. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. Here, watch this. Yeah, the problem is it's just got music that I can't have played, but it's the song Just the Two of Us. And there's my wife on it. Look at that. Look at Blue right there, you guys. He was on the treadmill. He was so much younger. Look how little he looked. And small and happy. Look how happy he was doing that. You know? He would just run on that treadmill and he'd look at her feet and make sure he didn't go a little too far. And sometimes we give him a little biscuit and he would jump up on there all the time. But the song Just the Two of Us is playing. Here, I'll put the link in here. Makes me sad watching it, you know. There's the link in there. But look at that. I mean, he was just so, he loved it. You know, look how he stayed over to the side. You know. Yeah, it's hard to find a dog as good as he was. I think Clancy might be pretty good. We'll see what happens with Benny. But look at him. Look at him. Hey. Yeah. And we started giving him biscuits. And then he started jumping up onto the treadmill thinking he was going to get a biscuit. You know? That was crazy. Yeah. We had that last show with him. What was that one? Here, I'll show you. I mean, we're just waiting for this to render anyways. It was kind of like the show that he said goodbye to everybody. Oh, is there a filter? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think it's this one right here. It sucked. This is just wasn't too long ago, but there he is. Look at him. This is like, 10 years later after that video. He always like, I mean, just the day before that, he was eating some, he still liked this popcorn and everything, but see how he looks different. He's not happy or anything. I mean, he still liked being pet and held, but I think we, like, the next day is when we put him to sleep. But like, yeah, do you see that picture right there? Those are crazy pictures. Look at these things. I would take with him. He looks like he's like a like a little human, like a baby, just sitting there, right? And I'd rub his eyes, and he'd just sit there, and he'd sit there, and he'd sit there. This is a members only video. He just wasn't, he was so miserable. Those that, you know, he had heart failure, kidney failure. He was just kind of on medicines, and after a while you just realize you're, you know, out of your own selfishness, you're kind of keeping him alive. So, anyways, that was my experience not too long ago. It sucked. Yeah, he was always on here. Blue, you know. Got that one super chat where you have Chloe hugging, or was it? Yeah, Chloe hugging Blue. Like literally like a hug. It was the weirdest thing. Well, there's only 4 more of these to go, and then we'll make it blurry, see what it looks like. If it doesn't look good, then we have to move it again. Yeah, it sucks, Walker. But I want to say thanks to everybody tonight who was helping support the channel, that, you know, kind of went above and beyond as usual. So thank you. Yeah, I think Blue is 14 too. Yeah, Chloe's fine. Yeah, Chloe gets along really well with Gracie, and I guess I forgot to turn off the shine, but you can't really see that. Alright, so that was it right there. So let's see what it looks like. So we got that one. Then we import. This will be number 30. And then I'm not even going to watch it. Paste attribute and copy over the blur. Oh yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Look at that. I'm going to move it to there. So it's actually cutting off quite a few frames, but they're not really, see, they're not like better than that slow part that was in there. And I guess maybe I can just use, actually, isn't it over here? I don't know if people would realize what we're looking at. Opens the door. Maybe that goes in between there. You can still hear sounds maybe. Let's see. Is it obvious that it's Dylan at that point? Let's watch. She's like listening. There's like, that's pretty crazy right there. Was that obvious that that was Dylan's room again? This shot right there. Or do I need to do a different one? What do you think of that? That's pretty good, right? Like, hello, I need feedback. This part right here, but maybe I need to do that one where it's the wider shot again in the room. Like maybe one of these, let's see. I mean, I could put that exact same one in there again. But I don't like doing that. Okay. So I got a lot more to do in the room. We're currently at about 2 minutes here. And then this part's just the ending. And so I doubled this part up just so you can see it. Like, see, look, boom, bushy eyebrow. That's exactly how she saw it. It's the same exact shot. See that right there? And I'm using a wide angle lens so it looks smaller even. See that? Yeah, I'm gonna do it exactly how I do it all the time. The videos. I'll probably do a version where I go through the whole thing, and then I'll try to do one where it's got all the like try to mimic audio that might be, because that stuff takes forever, you know. Like I could probably do some like walking on hardwood floors and you know, people making sounds. I actually could I can get a version of Xana's voice and Koberger's voice. When he got pulled over at the traffic stop, so that's a good enough voice version. So I could have him say, "It's okay, I'm here to help," or whatever the hell, you know, "I'm going to help." Yeah, they can't use stuff like this. This would be too prejudicial. I'm just giving you an example of what this is sort of mimicking what the Dateline and a lot of stuff that we've said. And I thought Dateline made sense because it matches what. So if Dateline was told that Xana was upstairs and came down, then that means law enforcement has already worked in the, you know, what Dylan said she heard, but it wasn't Madison or Kaylee. It was Xana who went upstairs to check on the sounds. I think what I might do is take all the files that I've created and create the 360-degree views that I made previously, but it'll all be like this. So you can look around in all directions. Like right now I could turn around and show where Dylan's room is and then look to the living room, right? Wouldn't that be kind of interesting? So it's frozen in time. Here's what sucks is this program, 3D Studio Max, used to have where you could render out the entire video in 360 degree. So it would have been amazing to be able to stop it, show the different angles, whatever, etc. But doesn't work like that anymore. You can do one frame at a time. I mean, I literally could sit there and go, but there's 30 frames a second, and it's 2 minutes long. So that would take forever. But if you can let it run overnight, you know, you can do quite a few. He sat in Xana's chair and removed his coverall suit and could not risk another attack, possibly leaving... Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Why would he remove his coveralls while he's still in the house? That seems really dumb. You know? Like, I understand the thought, like he sat down and he removed the coveralls, but as soon as you remove the coveralls, the stuff that was inside being protected from falling out and hitting the ground would then suddenly be exposed to being on the ground in the house, right? I probably made Cheryl Moran sad when I played that. I'm sorry. When I played the blue stuff. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense that he would sit there and expose the house to his, you know, any biological evidence at all of himself. He would do it. I think that True Crime Web guy, he made a pretty good video. Mike, I think is his name, a while back, where it shows that the like he maybe put a plastic bag on the ground, then changed out of the clothing really quick, and then rolled everything in, just like the medical people do. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think so, because he doesn't say that term, Zozo. Yeah, I thought it said I'm here to help, but that isn't what he said. And then once you hear what he actually said, it doesn't make as much sense. Or I'll show you what he said again. Hold on. He said, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." See, that's a different thing. Like she says, "Hey, is anybody here?" And then it says, "I'm here to help." Well, that's sort of an answer, but that's not what the answer was. He said, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." So it's like he's talking to a specific person, meaning I'm going to help, you know, you, but the other one, "I'm here to help," is sort of a generic term and has a different meaning. I've always thought, in my mind, I would always repeat it as "I'm here to help you," or "It's okay, I'm going to help. I'm here to help." You know, that's sort of like, oh yeah, that could be an answer. That made sense when somebody said that, but then it's actually, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." That's a different meaning. So I was sort of on that same page, but now I don't. Yeah, it is different. Yeah. So I was on that same page. That made a lot of sense. But now that it says "It's okay, I'm going to help you," that means he's talking to a specific person that apparently would be injured, you would think, right? I mean, it's weird how that little tiny change does mean something. It means something totally different. "It's okay, I'm here to help," or yeah, "It's okay, I'm here to help," I think is what we thought it said, something like that, right? Or "I'm here to help." But anyways. Yeah, I mean, that's sort of interesting. I mean, here's what I think. How about this? What I said at the beginning of the show. He goes in there, and right here, after he's attacking, she goes to the ground. He thinks he's killed her. Then he goes over and he's, you know, Ethan hasn't awoke yet. It was a really quick fight with Xana, the first part. Then she goes down, and then he goes over and hits the artery in Ethan's neck, and then perhaps even tries to cut his hamstrings to make sure that he can't fight or anything. And then all of a sudden, Xana is sort of getting up, and she's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" He goes, "It's okay. I'm going to help you." And then he attacks her again, and then the thud sound. All right, so that's kind of how I'm going to do it. All right, that's how I can make sense of it. I feel good about it. I mean, it's a shitty thing that happened, but I feel good about the theory. So, well, thanks, Donna. Appreciate it. I think and this kind of matches what I've always thought, that she survived a first attack, and then he attacked her again, and that's when he said that. I thought it used to be where he heard whimpering as he came down the stairs a second time, like he attacked them first, went upstairs, Madison, and... Yeah, hold on. I don't know, that was my dad. He didn't... Not sure why he was calling. That's just one I'm going to have to go with because it makes as much sense as anything else. It's all in the same room. You know, hell, it could have been... I mean, there's a million things that it could be. Right, like she's got... Right, exactly, Music Lover. Like she's just so injured and completely in shock. And then says... You know, like, oh, what's going on? Help. Or, you know, whatever. Just like, what's going on? You know, like she's just really mortally injured even. And he says, it's okay, I'm going to help. Because he didn't want her to start yelling or anything. And she can't even make out what's what at this point. She's totally in shock. And then he just attacks her again, and that's where that big thud sound is. And that's probably her landing on the carpet that I think Zozo pointed out. I wasn't even really paying attention to that, the little oval-shaped black carpet, but I have it in the scene now. I have it in the scene. And when I was putting the carpet down, as Lisa Valenzuela also mentioned in the chat, is that you can see by looking at this carpet right here that if there was blood on that, how much blood would you see if you were out in the hallway? Would you see any? It'd probably seep into that. And if it did get off of that, it would be on the sides, but the oval-shaped carpet is probably all you would see from out in the hallway. So the blood would have been off to the right and to the left, and any in front maybe, but you know, it's not... I think it made it harder to see, for sure. And then, just like upstairs, you have Kaylee and Madison in the bed, and maybe, you know, if Murphy doesn't have blood all over him, it might be because there's no blood on the ground, or very little. It all seeped through the mattress. All right. But anyways, there's that carpet. It's also in another picture with Dylan Mortensen and somebody else. I think this might be that good friend. Is that the one that's the really good friend of... No, I don't remember. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, that's right. I had another one I was going to do. So there's that one. That was just 1 through 70. And then it was back here. And then 71 through 140. I think it was the ottoman. The ottoman's in a perfect spot where he could have sat. And they just, you know, referred to it like a chair, you know. I mean, and now that other chair is so far over there. See, that's the thing. I think, doesn't this make sense for carving Ethan's leg? Like if he was right there and she's there and he's here for a minute. But then there's this other sort of, this chair over here. That just seems kind of, I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see on that one. If that white chair was where the ottoman was, I'd believe that. Man, a one coffee night. I think it was Ethan's blood outside, logically. Since he was on the bed that was next to the wall that the blood was outside of. Now it's possible that Xana's blood ran across the floor and then down and whatever. I just think it makes more sense that it was Ethan's. Oh, we had Nancy on Venmo. Thank you. Yeah, well, we have Xana fighting well, you know, trying. I mean, I think it only took like 10 seconds total to give her wounds that are, you know, like probably not going to recover from, but he probably thought he had killed her, and then he didn't. So maybe when he's over there, you know, I bet he sat down before killing Xana the second time. Now, he probably sat down, and then that's when he carved the leg. I don't know. Maybe right after he carved Ethan's legs, he sat down, and he thought he'd killed both of them. And then Xana wakes up, and then he leaves right after. I can't imagine him killing somebody, and they thud to the ground, and he sits in a chair for a little bit. Seems like he would want to get out of Dodge at that point. Like, I think at 4:18, when you hear the audio, that's when he's leaving, and the dog barking. So when did he sit in the chair? You know, given the timing here, he could have been in this room at like 4:15, and had already killed both of them, and he sat in that room for 2 minutes, and then Xana gets up, you know? I mean, that's the weird part, is she could have got up after he, like 2 minutes later, he's sitting in there, quiet. And then she gets up, and then she's like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Whoa, whoa." You know, he wasn't really paying attention, and then he said, "Oh, I'm going to help you." And then he attacked her so she wouldn't scream or something. I don't know. It's just, I mean, if he's in the house for 7 or 8 minutes, can't you just tell by this animation that there's a lot of time he's kind of doing nothing? I mean, the first up there, it's a minute long, I give it. Upstairs with Madison and Kaylee. That's a long time. And then this one, so far, is only like 6 or 7 seconds at the door here. Yeah, I don't know which artery it was. You know, maybe it was in the neck. And then he tried to cut his hamstring so he couldn't fight if he were to wake up or something. Huh. Well, look at that. Hamstringing is used both in sword fighting strike to incapacitate an enemy combatant. Jesus, like that completely just validated what I was just saying. Look at that. Hamstringing, it is used both as a sword fighting strike to incapacitate an enemy combat and as a method to torture the victim. That's crazy, right? Why does hamstring have stabbing pain? What are three... In a knife fight, is it strategic to target the opponent's legs? This is 5 years ago. Ah, man, he probably read some of this stuff. Hey, thanks, Cheryl. Oh, God, now I'm sneezing. Cheryl Moran for Blue and Brady. Thank you for all of you who have been so generous tonight. I truly appreciate you. Well, thank you. Specifically, you, and there's a few people tonight that, like Leon Littlejohn, and then Dan R. gifted 10 memberships too. And, you know, just everybody, thanks for everybody kind of helping out a little bit. Just trying to have a good month. We've already given out 2,000 this month so far. So what does this say? In a knife fight, is it strategic to target the opponent's legs, particularly above the knee, in order to cripple or degrade his mobility? So the strategy you propose is to expose your head and neck and aim for the upper leg. That puts you in such an exposed position. A general rule of thumb is the shorter weapon, the less practical leg attack is. In the leg, you do have some blood vessels. Well, what about like if you were... I don't know. I wonder if he... God, I was kind of wondering if he did that first when he got in there. Like, what if he was trying to hamstring him, and then maybe what Zozo was saying, he sort of accidentally hit an artery while he was already trying to hamstring the person. But it seems like he would have wanted to completely dispose of the male in the room as quick as possible. That's exactly what Danny Rolling would do. There goes my stomach. Hold on. Yeah, I can feel my little... Yeah, it's not COVID either. I've done like 5 tests. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright. Got more to go, more to go. So anyways, for those sitting here, I'll show you where we're at now. Goes to the sliding glass door. Goes upstairs. Goes into Madison's room. And then Dylan hears what she thinks sounds like somebody playing with a dog upstairs. It's just like right there. Like, what is that? What's going on? Then Xana comes out of her room, bringing her DoorDash bag to the kitchen. Notices the sliding glass door open and becomes suspicious, and Dylan's still listening to sounds up there, doesn't know what it is. And then there's more fighting up there. And Xana can hear this sound. She's not sure. So she goes up the stairs. And on the way up the stairs, she says something like, is somebody here? And that's when Dylan comes out her door to look. And then Xana kind of, who's sort of slowly coming around, she's probably hearing some noises, looks around and oh, there's this figure in there. She doesn't see what happened or anything. But she's just kind of like, oh shit, I'm going to get out of here. And, you know, because there's somebody up there. And maybe he's already chasing her, so she's like, you know, trying to get the hell out of there. And then he catches up with her at the room, and she's sort of like bending over, and then that's when she hears the whimpering sound right then. And then she shuts her door. And then now there's the Koberger's fighting Xana. And then after he kills him, he walks out of the room. And then he goes by Dylan's door. And then I show that again from back here. And there he is, bushy eyebrow. Walks by. And then goes out the sliding glass door. Man, that's pretty good. If I do say so myself. I just have to put more in I got more to go in the room at this point. So what do you guys think? Not bad, huh? M10 likes it. Hey, look, I got Luigi Mangione up here.
The animation is amazing. Hope you get better soon.
Yeah, thanks. I thought I was clear. My wife was sick, and I thought, oh, look at that. I'm not going to get sick, and there it is. Sucks. If I mirror it, does it go backwards? Ah. Hey, thanks, M10. Let's see. So maybe that would be a good one. That's kind of how she is found, right? Like, slightly. That one's pretty good. Thank you, Carol Ann. What do you think of that one there? Oh, you know what? Let's make her fall first and then she gets up. Again, I think that's the one. So have her fall forward first and then later she falls backwards. Okay. So this will be the first time she falls is forward. Or, you know, she'll fall forward and then she's getting up. Okay, then, so we got the one backwards. Alright, so like you could take this one, right? She fell forward. And then a few minutes later, she gets up on that last one that we just did. That's weird, because that one's almost exactly that same pose that she's in. So I have it getting up, dying backwards, standing, react backwards. Yeah. I have to go back to this. So the first time he falls forward, getting up, or she, I mean. Okay. Kind of like that one better. Nah, it's got to be more just straight ahead. It's all going to be blurry anyways. Getting up, and then I don't know, I'm trying to figure out the order. So the first one would be forward, then she gets up, getting up. Then he hears something. She's like, "What's going on?" And then he attacks again. Says, "Here, I'm here to help." And then she falls backwards. So it'd be that one, then getting up, and then I think that's the one we have, right? Or no, not that one. So something like that. Standing, react, death, backwards. Which one is that? This is the one I have picked. That's probably more realistic. All right. Well, anyways, I got stuff to work on. So I hope you guys think it's kind of heading in the right direction. I mean, who knows how it actually all went down. It's just is what it is. That's what I got. But I want to say thanks to Leon Littlejohn and Cheryl Moran and Leon Littlejohn again and Von Dazen and then Leon Littlejohn and Allie Cake, Laura, Happy, Cheryl Moran again, and then Leon Littlejohn gifted another membership. Little Puppy Paws, Laura, Leon Littlejohn gifted 5 and then another 5. I mean, he gifted like, I don't know, 40. I don't even know what the number is. It's 10, 15, 16, 17, 22, 27. Then we have Allie Cake, Dan R gifted 5, then Cheryl Moran with the cat eye. Then Leon Littlejohn again. Yeah, it's like almost, I think he's like almost 50. And then Leon, and then Live Hope 1 and Leon Littlejohn. Donna, Leon Littlejohn again. Allie Cake, then I gifted 5. Then Dan R, he did 10 memberships. And then M10, and then Leon Littlejohn again. And then Fancy Nancy became a new member, and M10, and then Walker, new member. Donna, 2 months. Cheryl Moran, thank you for the 2 months. Cheryl Moran, another cat eye. Then we have Lainey Carter, M10, and Carol Ann. Then we have Lisa Valenzuela with coffee at the end there. And then we also had Leon Littlejohn with the coffee also. And then Nancy O with the Venmo. Ah, jeez. Man, I don't think I'm going to be feeling any better tomorrow. I think I'm just starting. Sucks. Got to get this done. Anyways, thank you all for being here, and yeah, hope you guys find it at least mildly interesting. You know, and you can see how tedious this stuff is. It's not like, you know, you say, hey, walk down a hole and do this. Maybe in the future you'll be able to do that, but with AI, but it's not like that now. You know, it's actually have 3D models that you put in the scene, etc. And again, thanks for all the new memberships that were gifted by multiple people. And welcome all the new members. And thank you guys for reaching the goal. Probably made up a little bit from yesterday. Alright. Man. Let's see what I'm at now, temperature-wise. I feel like it's getting kind of different. See, my normal temperature is like 97.6. And it was earlier today. Yeah, I'm sick. Wait, what happened? Oh, is that an old one? I think that's an old one. That was from earlier. Remember how these things kick in here after a while? We haven't had that for a while. Man, that was a long delay there. Yeah, 98.8. That's high for me. That's like being like, for most people, about 99 point something. Yeah, anyways. Alright, thanks everybody for being here. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Who knows what tomorrow will bring. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there. Yeah, I'm sick. My wife's been sick and I thought I didn't catch it. But now I've got it. It's not COVID or it doesn't even show up as a flu either. So it's like whatever it is, who the hell knows? Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, thug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temple fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right Thanks back everybody. I'll right, try to feel better. Who knows what I'll feel like tomorrow, but I'll probably still be here. The show must go on.
We are all Richard Allen! You pieces of shit got to the jury, didn't you?